Hey guys, welcome to our second session of Let's Build It Together. Thank you for joining me again. In today's session, what we're going to discuss are the management options or the ways to set up the management of a Juniper switch. So you have three ways that you can set it up. The first thing that you can do is create a VLAN with a layer 3 interface on IP address. Juniper refers to this as in-band management. Now, this would allow you to access the device from anywhere on the network once you are sitting in the right VLAN, or once you assign the correct IP address. The other option is at the back of each Juniper switch, you have a management port. Now, this is a dedicated management port that you can use in case you get locked out of your network or you have no way to access the device from across the network and you have to actually plug in. Say a device, for example, malfunctions and there's no way to get it on the IP that you set, you can plug in directly to the back of the switch and access the device from there. There's also a console port at the back of the switch, but for that you would need a USB to serial cable, and not everyone has that. So usually Ethernet cable is the fastest thing at hand, so it's really the best way to set it up. There's also what Juniper calls an easy setup. The easy setup is where you can enter it in the CLI or the console of the device, and it will take you through some steps to create an IP for your device so that it'll be easily manageable. Your other option is there's a knob usually there's a button at the front of the Juniper switch that you can press. You hold it down for about, say, 20-30 seconds, and the lights will start to flash, and the device would automatically set an IP on the management port at the back and port 0. Yes, Juniper starts counting from 0. So for the purpose of this, I already set up the port at the back, so that's how I'm connected to the device right now, and I'm going to show you all how this works. So the IP that I set, now the thing is, the port at the back, you can set any IP you want. It doesn't have to be on your network. It's recommended that it's not an IP on your network. So usually when you now log into the device, you will see amnesiac. Amnesiac usually means that the device has never been set up and it's in factory default mode. Now my device already has a password, so I'll go ahead and enter my credentials, and we're in the device. Point to note, we are currently in the shell of the device, not the configuration mode or the mode where we could see configs. Now, you could type anything in here and it will say command not found. This is the shell of the device. This is where the manufacturers play. We don't play in this space. So to come out of here and to be able to go into the mode of the switch where you would be able to view configs, you type CLI. Now from here, this is what Juniper calls operational mode. From operational mode, you can run show commands. So I could show all of the configuration that is currently on the device. Right now, I access the device via SSH, so you can see that option is here. You need to allow root login so that I could log in from anywhere using SSH. And there are no other configs on the device apart from the VME. The VME is the management port that is at the back of the device. It stands for Virtual Management Interface. And the IP that I set is 1.1.1.1. Now, to access it, I would have set a static IP on my PC with 1.1.1.10. What I will do to show you all that it works, I will change the IP on the VME just so that, you can see that it's working properly. Now, what I normally do is I build a script. For ease of use and ease of access, I build a script so that I line out all my commands in the logical order that it needs to be in. So I copy and paste. For the purpose of this, I wouldn't do that. So I'll show you all how to set it up. Now, like I said, you have two different modes. You have operational, which is where you can run all your show commands. And then you have your configuration mode or your edit mode, is where you could actually make changes to the device. So to make any changes, we type either edit or configure, and you'll see the device says enter in configuration mode. So from here, we will configure the in-band management. The in-band management, like I previously said, is you need to create a management VLAN with an IP address. So to do that, the command is set VLANs, and your question mark is the help. So we're going to put in the VLAN name. So I usually call my management VLAN net management, and then we need a VLAN ID. So my choice of VLAN ID is 100. Could be anything that you want. What I usually do as well, I set a description. So I use shortcuts. So you press the up arrow and then I tab out the words. So it's really fast to configure. So the description is management traffic. So we did two things. Set the VLAN, the VLAN name and ID, sorry, and a description. Now, that's as much as you need for layer 2 configurations. And to be able to access the device, you need to have an IP. So you need to create a layer 3 interface and an IP address and tie it to the VLAN. So the way we do that, I am going to pull up my script because I love copying and pasting. So I'll just split my screen. And these are the other two commands. Now I already preset this, so it'll be easy for me to do. So all I do is right click and it reset the commands that I would have already set. So I created a layer 3 interface for the VLAN 100. Now, by default, you could actually put VLAN dot any number you want. Now, for uniformity's sake, I keep my numbers the same, so that if I see 100 here or 100 there, it doesn't matter where in the network I see 100, I know 100 is management. That's just my way of doing things. People design their networks differently, and you can do the same. So the VLAN dot could be any number that you want. Now, the cool thing with Juniper is I can commit, and I have many options. I could commit check. So what commit check is, it'll check the configuration before it actually commits it. I can commit comment, so I could put some words. So my commit for this would be commit comment management VLAN or management IP, whichever, excuse me, I feel like putting. Or there you have your commit confirm option, where if you're not sure if it's going to bring down the network or not, what you can do is commit confirm for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and automatically the configuration will roll back. So even if you bring down the network, your downtime window is 10 minutes. So no harm, no foul.
So let me just add, in a production environment, you must understand the risk before making changes or doing a commit confirm. 10 minutes could be a very long time for a live or a production network, so you can commit confirm for a shorter time or just schedule a downtime window to effect your changes.
So I'm going to commit this. By default, what it does a check anyway, and it will come back to tell you if you have errors or anything of such. So I'm going to just wait for this to commit, and then I will go ahead and I will change. I wouldn't show you how this works yet. I will wait till I have multiple VLANs, and I'll be in the upcoming video. I'll show you how to create multiple VLANs. It's the same process, but those VLANs would be layer 3 as well with DHCP. So we would have address distribution for the multiple VLANs that we create, and I'll be able to test it from a different VLAN. Right now we only have one, so I'm not going to show you how this works. What I am going to do is change the VME IP. I'll change it to a 192.168 something, and we'll retest. So set interfaces, VME 0. So I'll set it to 192.168.200.1/24. So another cool thing with Juniper is that you can do this. You can do a show compare. So what a show compare does is it shows you what configurations were added and what configurations were minused. So you can see that I added that IP, and now we can commit it. Now, obviously, I am going to lose access to the device because the IP would have changed. I believe that you can have multiple IPs on the VME port, but it's recommended that you only use one. So right now, I still have access to the device because I didn't delete the IP. The command to delete, I will use my up arrow. All I need to do is 1.1.1.1/24 and delete. So if I do another show compare, show compare, you would see that the IP was removed, and I'll commit this. Now I'll lose access to the device. What I need to do now is change my IP. Now, I wouldn't go through the easy setup, because if I do need to do the easy setup, I'll need to default the device, and I don't really want to do that at this point. So I will go over that at some other point, but for now, for the purpose of this, I'll show you the in-band management and the out-of-band management. So I need to change my IP to 192.168.200, and I'll leave it as .10. See? So I lost access to my PuTTY session, which is not a problem. So what I'm going to do is reopen the session 192.168.200.10. Oh crap. See, that's my IP. The IP I set was 200.1, so that's my bad. 192.168.200.1. See? And we have access to the device again. Why do I keep doing this? Root. And my password is still there. And now we have access all over again. So what I am going to do as well is show you the web interface of the device. Now, I need to edit the system services. So you see, this would tell me that, remember, I had a session that I didn't close it off properly. So the terminal will tell me, hey, someone else is on the device or has a session on the device and they're still there. I can log out this person. I can leave them. It doesn't matter to me unless I know I am making changes that I need to keep track of. So set system services web management, HTTP. This way I'll have access to 92.168.200.1. Right, that means the change didn't commit as yet. Once this commits, I should have access to this page. There we go. And it'll be the same root and password. Just give it a second to log in. Now, the reason why I don't really use the web interface is because it's slightly slower than the console. I prefer the console because I have more control over what changes I make. But this is what the web interface looks like. You can do the same things. There are some really cool features in the web interface. So if I go on the configure now, it's going to take a while to load, just bear with me. There's a section called CLI tools. And you could view the CLI configurations. You could make changes and look at the configurations while you're making the changes. It's a really cool interface. So in our next video, we're going to touch on creating multiple VLANs and assigning them to ports. So I hope you all stay tuned for that. Thank you.